Look, if you really want to use the gym to be able to transform your life, because I've said this, getting jacked will change your life, but I didn't actually tell you exactly what it is that you can do while you're in the gym to actually impact your real life. Because a lot of people, when they go to the gym, and I used to be this way too, I go to the gym because I just want to lift, or I just want to feel a pump, or I want to get my body better. That's one thing. That's the physical side of things. But then when it comes to life, it's completely different. Because you have to understand that the gym is almost like a simulation for your life. I started to understand this because I started to use the gym to be able to simulate different things that are going on in my life. And this allowed for me to actually enjoy my time training and actually use it, not just for an hour session of me just lifting weights with music in my ears, but a time for me to visualize all of the struggles that I have in my life as I lift and symbolically lift those struggles off of me. I call this the gym simulation method. This is literally what I do all of the time. And whenever you do this, you'll be able to reprogram your nervous system while you're in the gym to be able to take on stress better so that you can perform better in real life. A lot of people don't understand this connection, which is why they don't understand how the gym and lifting can actually change your life, because it can change your energetic state, and it can also allow for you to handle more stress, not just physical stress, but mental stress. Because life is always going to test you. You're always going to have things in life that test you, that make you not be able to perform your best. You're always going to have that fear. You're always going to have that anxiety. And that's your nervous system that's trying to shut down because it perceives everything as dangerous. It always tries to pull you away from danger. So it'll shut down. It'll shut your whole body down if you cannot handle stress, which is why a lot of people can't get into business. They can't get into high risk things because their stress tolerance is low. And people say the gym increases your stress tolerance, but they say it from a physical perspective. Now, when you do the gym simulation method, you'll be able to transfer a lot of those stress tolerance scenarios that you have in the gym to real life. So I'll explain to you how you can do it. So when you go to the gym, the next time you go to the gym, you'll have exercise that you have to do. Let's say you're doing compound lifts. Let's say a bench press, right? I want you to visualize and imagine the bar, the weight that you're lifting off of your chest as whatever struggle you have in your life. Maybe it's a financial struggle. Maybe it is a struggle in a relationship. Maybe you had an argument, or maybe there's something wrong in your relationship. Maybe it is you being stressed for an exam, and that exam is causing you a lot of stress. It's a burden for you. Every time you do a rep, I want you to control the rep coming down and push and explode it back up. And I want you to simulate you controlling the stress of whatever situation you have in your life on your chest, and then exploding it off of your chest, getting it off of your plate. And now what you're going to do, because here's the thing, your brain cannot distinguish between what's going on in real life and what you imagine. So by you telling your brain that what you're doing is essentially solving the stress that you have, you're going to be able to now in real life handle that stress a lot better and have a clear mind, which means your nervous system is regulated to where you can start to do things better in your life. You can start to perform better. That's the biggest thing you can do. Let's say it's a squat, right? Maybe you're having trouble because you're shallow breathing and you're always anxious. You're not grounded. You should be looking at the squat as the weight on your back. You're grounding yourself as your butt hits the ground. Obviously, don't fully hit the ground because you don't have to go all the way to the ground. But at your lowest point, that is when you're at the most tension. That's when you have the most stress, the most weight on your back. And you're grounded, and you ground your feet and you explode up. And you have to imagine you pushing that stress off of your back. Everything is symbolic, especially if you can understand it this way. That's why I do believe the gym is not just a place that you go to just lift weights and just de-stress. Not from the sense that people are saying. It's from the sense of de-stressing, because you can literally simulate all of the things that are going on in your life in the gym. With every movement that you do, you can take that movement and apply it to your life. Maybe it's a business meeting that you're nervous about. Maybe that's what it is. And you can apply that for a bench press and literally bench that meeting off of you, which means you relieve yourself of that stress. Because all the gym does is it sculpts your body through stress tolerance. And that's why it trains your nervous system. That's why people with regulated nervous systems can handle stress a lot better, because their breathing is a lot more deeper. They're a lot more calm. And so they can handle situations a lot better. So the more that you can simulate this stuff in the gym, it'll also make the gym more interesting. I think that's the problem with a lot of guys who like obsess over the gym. They obsess over it, but they don't necessarily understand how they can apply it to their life. So they end up wasting their time. Yes, they have the physique that they want, but they end up wasting their time because they can't align the actions that they take in the gym and actually understand the life scenarios that they can use to simulate while they're there. So the gym is like a complete matrix. It's a complete simulation where you can genuinely just solve any of your problems there, which is very, very rare for people to understand. But the people who intuitively do this, they see a lot more benefits from the gym versus the people who just lift to lift because society tells them, yeah, you need to be healthy, or yeah, I need to lose weight, or yeah, superficial reasons are great too because yes, they give you the motivation to go. But when you're there, how do you maximize the experience that you have while you're there? How do you actually handle life's problems while you're lifting so that you don't waste time, so that you're actually using your time strategically? This is how you do it, the gym simulation method. I've done this for years, and every time that I'm lifting, that's why whenever I'm stressed or whenever things go wrong, I always go to the gym and I always simulate those scenarios. I typically close my eyes sometimes, right? You don't have to necessarily do this specifically, but you can essentially close it and visualize what it is that you have to do, and you can go ahead and go do it. And that's one of the most important things that you can start to do in your fitness journey, in your journey of going to the gym, to be able to actually simulate all of your life's problems. And this is one of the most powerful things that I've ever come across that nobody's ever talked about. Maybe they have, but I've never seen it, but it's not public, it's not popular, but it's something that genuinely will make meaning out of going to the gym deeper than just your body. It's also changing your life. Because the person who's jacked, if they've done this method as they were improving, they would see improvements in their life because their nervous system would be so regulated that they could handle any form of stress. And that's why some of the guys who are successful in the business space are jacked and they're really, really calm and they really know how to handle their energy because of the fact that they understand that lesson that they've learned from the gym. And you ever ask them, you're like, how do you get successful? Oh, because I went to the gym, because of fitness, because of this, because of that. And people always scoff at it and they're like, no, there's no way, because it's not just how your body looks. It's deeper than that. It's mental. It's a mental rewiring that happens. It's a stress tolerance recalibration that happens when you're in the gym. And a lot of people do not understand this, which is why they struggle with a lot of life's issues. So the more that you can understand this, the more that you can do this, the more that things will start to work in your favor, and you'll start to actually achieve a lot more in life simply because you've simulated a lot of these life struggles that you have in the gym. So go try this gym simulation method. It's very, very powerful. It's something that works very, very well and will give you tremendous results mentally and give you tremendous results from a nervous system perspective, because if you didn't know this, your nervous system runs every single decision that you make in your life, every single reaction that you have, every social interaction that you have. The video that I'm shooting right now, the reason why I can sit and talk for hours and hours on end, like literally make video after video after video calmly, is because my nervous system's regulated. Deep breathing. The reason why my communication skills are so well, because I know how to control my breath when I speak. And it all comes from the nervous system. The more that you can train this while you're at the gym and simulate that nervous system being trained in real life, because remember, your brain cannot say that this is real and this is not real. It doesn't understand that. It just knows the inputs that it creates. And you can create inputs in your brain by simply visualizing scenarios. And this is why a lot of people, when they visualize negative scenarios or they constantly imagine bad things happen to them, it ends up actually happening because your mind doesn't necessarily know the difference between what you're telling it or what you're depicting of it, the movie that you're depicting, and the reality, the real life that it has. So the more that you can do this, the more that you can improve tremendously. And I urge you to go try this the next time you're at the gym and tell me, comment below how you feel after you do that. Because I promise you, you will feel very different. You will feel way more fulfilled, and you will genuinely feel like you have a weight off of your back, literally and figuratively. So I hope this was powerful, and this was something that you really, really wanted to learn more about and start to do and start to actually like implement and experiment with. And I'm excited to see what scenarios you guys have that you're using the gym for, and what movements that you're using specifically to solve those scenarios mentally for yourself at the gym. So I appreciate you. Links will be in the description if you want to tap in with me. I'm going to catch you on the next video.